Hola amigos.
Hola.
Long time no mukbang. We are back. It is our last mukbang here in the US. And for today's mukbang, we have a topic which is how I got over my driving phobia / anxiety stuff. But before we start the topic, let's show the food. We got the 8-piece bucket. The chicken are huge, guys. Huge. Then it's like a meal. So there's biscuits, the American style biscuits where it's not really biscuit because biscuit should be sweet.
No, you're thinking about cookies.
No. And then what's this liquidy? Gravy? Oh. We have to be careful because we're selling the car, guys. And so we cannot make any mess. Mashed potatoes. Did she not put forks and spoons in here?
No?
No. We have coleslaw. How are we supposed to eat? Lemonade.
Show them the mochi. We have mochi, cacao, cashew chocolate, and candy.
Bon appetit.
Is it yummy, love?
I got the wing. Guys, I'm always hungry.
Because of the antibiotics.
Because I've been taking so much antibiotics because of my ear infection. It stopped raining.
How will we eat the mashed potatoes?
Dip the chicken. Oh. Jollibee is better though. I feel like.
What? You think? Oh, there's drumstick. You want?
No. Let's try with the gravy. We have to be so careful. You have to add the gravy. It's game changer.
I love KFC.
More than Jollibee. Honestly, it's gonna be mostly mama eating. Because I'm not good at eating chicken. But anyways, for today's topic, driving anxiety. How did I get over it? Right? Like today, I drove for 1 hour out
You don't
of town.
have driving anxiety compared to me.
You don't know what I felt.
Yeah.
Can I explain? This is my story, not yours. So anyways, for me, the first time I drove, because I didn't grow up in the US, guys, so I never grew up thinking, oh, I'm gonna drive. Because when I grew up in Sweden and Denmark, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna drive because it's too expensive. So I never even thought about it growing up. Then mama moved here to the US and we were like, oh, I have to learn. So when I was in Siargao, my aunt tried teaching me. Now, this is where the disaster began because I was excited to learn. But I had a bad experience the first time because I drove in a manual car. And I feel like, I mean, you can start driving in a manual car, but I feel like it's best to just start in automatic. Especially, like, I didn't even know I was gonna get scared, so I guess I wouldn't know. But anyways, it didn't go well because I kept on stalling and it freaked me out that I kept on stalling. I got stressed out. I started crying. The end. I didn't want to drive anymore after that because I was like, I'm gonna die if I try this on the road. I suck! Guys, that was a fail. I completed nothing. After that, I didn't drive for a long time until I came here to the US. And when I was here, Michael taught me how to drive.
People are going really
And when he was teaching me, I got a boost of confidence because I was able to do it because it was a manual, not automatic car. I was like, oh.
He open.
And so I was able to do it, and I was excited because I was able to do it. After, because we started in the parking lot. Once we started going on the roads, I started getting stressed out. And then I started, I got a bad experience. We were driving, and a car in front of us stopped, suddenly. And so I had to stop suddenly too. And after that, I couldn't drive because it freaked me out that I made in my brain. It was like a huge mistake, even though nothing happened. Nobody got hurt. It was nothing. It wasn't an accident. Nothing. But it freaked me out so much. I cried. It freaked me out. Michael took us out for another drive. He was like, drive again so you don't think about that as your last drive, because I was going back to Denmark in a few days. But it still stuck to me. And if you know me, you know I'm OCD. Mama knows. That once I think I'm bad at something, I'm bad at it. You can't, no matter what you say, in my brain, I'm bad at it. And so I never wanted to drive again. And even just talking about driving, when Mama and Michael I would hear them talk in the background. Oh, we should take Maria out to drive. Oh, yeah, or Mama would tell Michael, maybe let Maria drive today. Oh, my heart. Oh, it hurt so much. I was so scared every time you would say it. But to Mama, you thought I was just always excited about driving.
Not after that.
No, but even before that, you thought I was always excited.
That you loved it.
Yeah, but I didn't because I was scared. I was so scared because I didn't have any confidence in driving. What helped me was driving the tuk-tuk in Siargao. You guys have seen me drive if you've seen those vlogs. I was driving in the beginning. I couldn't do it so good, and then once I learned, I got more experience driving, and then I got it. It clicked. And I feel like every time you learn something new, you get to a stage where something clicks, diba? And then you're like, oh, I can do it. But the only thing that helped was practice, you know? So, but for tuk-tuk, I never had a fear for driving tuk-tuk. But with the car, I did have a fear of driving. And so, I didn't drive for a year. No. It's juicy.
Marie is much better now. Much better.
Much better lang?
She's much better, especially compared to me, because I don't even drive. When Michael was in the hospital, I had to drive.
And this is when things switch, because I feel like you can always get over a phobia or anxiety if something big happens.
Like when he was so sick.
Yeah, when you're forced to do something that you don't want to do, and it's something that you have to do. You know, Mama couldn't not drive. She had to drive. And so even though she hated it, she did it. And I feel like you got so much better when you were driving, because even though you hated it, you improved a lot. She was driving during the nighttime, even though she went to the wrong.
I went to the left side,
but nothing happened. So that's what helped me was I had to learn to kind of get rid of the fear, because when Michael wasn't around, I was like, and during that time we were thinking, during that time we were thinking we're gonna live here, you know, forever. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't not drive. I can't just have Mama drive, especially because
we might die.
Yeah, and we had just lost Michael, and I was like, I can't put that on her. She's already grieving so much, and I was like, oh, I have to step up. That's when it switched, even though I was scared, but I was like, I have to do this. So we went around the neighborhood. We just drove straight away around the neighborhood slowly, and then I went straight to the roads, and I was terrified. If we vlogged that would have been hilarious because we drove all the way to Eugene. It took like 2 hours for me. But when we were driving, is this the bum? When we were driving, because it was so scary and it was raining. Oh, we were driving, it was like super windy roads. I thought I was gonna throw up. And I was on antibiotics because I had an ear infection then too. For the past 3 months, guys, it's been all ear infections for me. And so I was so scared. Mama was about to cry several times. But on the way back, I felt way more confident. And then, guys, the second time I drove, that's when I realized, oh, I'm not that scared. And then we did another super long ride to do paperwork and stuff, which was further away. That's when I was like, ooh, I actually enjoyed it. And Mama got less scared. Mama got less scared. You got less scared too. And so that's how I got over anxiety, driving anxiety. Maybe mine was more driving anxiety than driving phobia. Because mine was more anxiety. Mine was more like in my head. It wasn't because of my skills or anything. It wasn't because I didn't want to. I love driving. And I love adventure. But I had this anxiety, a low self-esteem, they would say.
It is very good. You were good before, but much better now.
If anyone's out there and wondering how to get, because I kept on watching videos, how to get over driving anxiety. And people just said, oh, you know, practice. But that's what you do with anything, yeah? With any skill you have to practice. And that's like, yeah, duh, I have to practice. But how can I get the strength to practice? Because that's the scariest part in the beginning. You just have to like do it. You have to like force yourself to do it. If you're in the US, you have to learn. Like there's no other way. You can't survive here without a car. You can if you're like in the city, but you have to go on to the subway or the bus. It's not the safest thing. So better learn how to drive.
And it's so weird because stress is not good when you're learning something, or especially learning to drive. But like what Maria said, when Michael was very sick, then that was more stressful than my stress of driving. And yet, because of necessity, if you have to, then you'll do anything.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective. Like, oh, I guess it's not that scary because compared to this other thing, that's more scary. So you kind of get over. Yeah, but it's not easy. I feel like it's wrong to say. People always say, oh, it's so easy to learn how to drive.
Maya drives so fast though. Like super fast. She likes it.
Before, guys, people were so, they would always honk at me because I'm so slow before. And now I drive a bit too fast, I think.
She would drive
but even
60
now,
on a 45 road.
That's because of the people around
60
me.
miles per hour. And I'm like, today, I think because my blood sugar was so high, it was 247. I kept on braking here. I don't have the brake here, but I kept on. I'm full, but I want to taste love that mochi.
So, I wish everyone who's gonna learn how to drive good luck. You can do it.
What's this?
Mama, no, they can do it.
Yeah. Don't listen to me.
You can do it.
Yeah. It was because when Michael, if they didn't let you in the airport, then I would just drive, but I would have a heart attack every time. It would raise my blood sugar, and that would be so dangerous.
It's quite a miracle that I was able to get in, honestly.
Look.
What is it? Why is it so tiny?
It's mochi, love.
Yep. Can I have it?
Yeah. Show it close. Up close.
Guys, what is that? It's so tiny.
Mochi. It's not that bad. I'm not into mochi, except for the mochi ice cream. I love
What's
those.
the flavor? That's quite
Matcha.
That's quite good.
I know I
Oh,
shouldn't
I'm
be
so thirsty.
eating any of this.
No.
I mean the chicken, but especially the biscuits. The only thing I could eat is a coleslaw, but we don't have.
I'm starting to sweat, guys. I'm sorry. But it's too loud to open the window.
So let's taste this. It's cashews. The carbs in this is not much.
By the way, guys,
Only.
we are
6.
moving to Denmark.
Oh, you haven't told them?
No, surprise! In less than 2 weeks. And this video will go up though when we are in Denmark already. But yeah, we are moving. It's a heart.
Cashew.
That's okay. For dark.
Smells like.
Mama! Can't even add that in.
Smells like. Oh, cheese. Moldy. But the taste is yummy. Only 6 grams of carbs.
Did they make it a heart on purpose?
No, it's cashew. Yummy. Uh-oh. They're fighting.
Seagulls. I'm definitely gonna miss eating fast food.
It's so cheap here.
Mm.
Everything was only what did you say? 21? No, 28 dollars.
In Denmark? No. We won't be able to have so much food in Denmark. That's why we become so thin. And we're gonna vlog our whole trip back. At least you guys will be happy with the mukbangs,
Or 44
because
square.
once we have our own place, then we can do mukbangs. Food there, because it's so international.
Weirdly, it's so strange because the foods are better there.
It's odd.
I mean,
because
there's no fast food.
it's odd because
Well, there is.
when we first came here, I was expecting us to eat the most unique foods, only to find out if you're in a small town, you won't be able to do it.
It's all in California, New York.
You have to go to like big cities.
We will go back so we could visit Micah's grave and also go to New York, Texas, you know, where foods are and where there's nature.
You can't have that.
I don't even like that.
It's really yummy. It's not sour though. Guys, mother has been having high blood sugar. We're trying to bring it down by eating KFC.
This won't help. But I will do Oculus VR game.
But we've been
Beat
trying.
Saber.
We've been trying to bring it down by eating less carb.
Low carbs. This is not low carb.
No, but you haven't had rice.
No.
And
Pasta.
and you guys
bread,
know
no.
that whenever Mama does a diet, I do it too. Because I don't have my own brain. But mostly because she gets so jealous and she looks at me like I'm doing a crime. Like I'm committing a crime.
But then and then I eat.
And so I can't, and then she eats it. Like I put potato chips on the table and for me, you know. And then she takes it and she eats it. Even though I didn't.
Drank this
I didn't.
lemonade.
Oh no. You drank? Mama!
We should have ordered Diet Coke.
I don't like Diet Coke.
Well, for me, I mean.
Yeah.
Nice to eat.
I thought you were gonna say nice to meet you.
It makes me when I haven't eaten yet, especially now when my blood sugar is high. 247 is super high. That's
Let me
like,
show that.
that's like around 14 for Denmark now. 14. It's super high. It's double the normal. But I think it's because I'm stressed. I'm sad because of Michael. Did you tell them to go to Michael's video so they can
The
see?
tribute. Yeah, I'll link the tribute down below.
So they don't think that we're so happy.
No,
I mean, we're not
like
happy.
guys, this.
Because I still cry, but you
This
have to watch
is-
those videos too.
Yeah, this is 3 months after. Like it's been 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Almost.
it's not raw anymore. So that's why we're not like.
I usually cry when we watch movies. Like
She
we're
cries
watching
every time.
Manifest, the TV series, and when we go to church, I always cry. Like I always cry.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting anything. So when I vlogged, I was kind of happy in the vlog, except in the plane I was crying because I was watching Dear Evan Hansen, and then I was looking out the window and it's so pretty, and then I thought of Mama and Michael.
There's so much red tape about everything.
Here, guys,
When someone dies.
in Scandinavia, that doesn't happen.
No.
So we were shocked. We were in shock.
So much, and every time I would call or yeah, if I would call, it would take like 5 to 10 times of me calling before anything is fixed, and I didn't believe Michael before.
Yeah, he was always complaining about
He was
paper.
always complaining.
But now it makes sense because and if you feel like you have to have like a doctorate to understand everything, I don't know.
And he would always say, "Oh, these people are incompetent," like that. But you know, because when you work somewhere, they would just hire you without any credentials. You know, you could just be a baker. In Denmark and Sweden, that doesn't happen. You have to be a baker.
And it's not because it's like, oh, you have to like have all of these degrees, blah blah blah. It's not like
it's quality control, really. So,
and it's not to say that you can't be good. Just I mean, even people who haven't studied can be good.
Yes, but you have to be dedicated. You have to work really hard.
But they don't even like check anything. They just
in
hire
Denmark,
you.
even if you just clean, you have to be trained. Like for 3 months before you're properly a cleaner.
So yeah, that's why I've been gone. I'm sorry. A bunch of people have messaged and asked how we are.
Aww.
And I really appreciate all of the messages, guys. It definitely made me feel like, oh, we're not weird. And it's just the two of us, you know, so it's
So much. Like the funeral. I mean, he was cremated and then buried. The grave. He was good. I mean, the director was very good. And yet, it still needed, you know, for us to go there. Every time we would go out, I mean, it was a relief going outside, but it was still a hassle.
It was stressful in the beginning because it's so overwhelming. In the beginning, you're still like dealing with losing Michael, and then and there's so much. And like people would always say, you call somebody and like, oh, I have to cancel this, and they say, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay, then move on.
And then they would say, are you married or something? And they've forgotten already, and then
Yeah, like the guy.
To, like, repeat
The guy the
yourself.
other day with the phone or something, Mama was saying something, and then he was like, are you married? And Mom said, I just lost my husband. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not here right now. Yeah. But
everything. So they never mention that in movies.
no.
I mean, they just say
But
red
now I
tape.
get why everyone is so over
Stressed,
dramatic in movies. They're so good at being very dramatic in movies. You know, and then when you watch Scandinavian movies, they're always so like it's slow and chill. It's always like a slow burn.
Because the government is taking care of you, and especially in Denmark, it goes smoothly when you call someone, or if you have a handyman.
Like now.
Everything's fixed for you. It's not like, oh, you have to do it again.
Like now we're moving back. It won't it won't. It will take like a few weeks for mama to be fully set up. Like we just have to bring her to the commune, get yellow card. I mean, that's
It's like
basically
a social security
card,
number.
a health card, and then bank stuff. But that doesn't take long.
No,
And that's
it's
it.
not stressful. It's not like, oh, what will I say? Or,
No. They guide you, they hold your hand through everything, guys. So it's not. So I'm excited for
and
that.
also, of course, there's drama when someone dies, but you won't mention anything.
No.
If you
It's
what you
added.
see in movies, it's real.
Yeah. What you see in movies and what you hear happens after
When
somebody
someone dies,
It's like, here it's scary because I feel like, I don't know, the way they set stuff up for the families left behind is not the best.
No.
Yeah, we can't really talk about that, but just know, we went through drama. Your mind will play tricks on you, and like for me, like every night I was scared. Even now, like I'm always scared. Oh, because it's the US, and like even rules like this.
I think you can't. I mean, some of them you can't blame, like in movies, because they're not, especially if they're poor. They're not taken care of. In Denmark, no one dies from poverty unless you're an addict or have mental illness. If you don't have those, the government will take care of you, you know?
But the thing is, it's just the two of us. And I think that's what made it even scarier. Obviously, the US is not even our country. So...
No. I
We-
mean, I love the US, really. But I'm still... And
I
Michael
feel
knew
like-
this. I'm only in love in the Philippines. I love the States, but without Michael, it's like...
The thing is,
Without
if
Michael.
you've tried traveling or moving abroad, guys, you know that when you move abroad, you are like, you feel super alone when you're abroad. And then especially if you don't have family, so it's just you and a new family. That's once the bond, like Michael was the glue, once he went away, then why are we important?
Wait, I mean, I wanted you to stay here, but then we misunderstood my lawyer. I misunderstood the lawyer, and I thought Maria won't be petitioned until 6 more years. So I said, oh, let's go. But yeah, it would be awkward staying here, and I don't want to move to another state. I love Oregon.
It's just best to go back and then have a more chill, safe life.
I remember when we were in Sweden and we always said, there's no drama here, nothing's happening. I just miss being bored. I mean, not, we're never bored really because we do things. But, I miss being in a country where there's not a lot of crime, where you don't see
And
poverty.
You can always travel, and I don't want us to sound stuck up like we're like, oh, we only want to be at the first class country. It's not like, it's not
I mean,
that.
you were born and raised, I mean, if you don't think about
Because-
in the Philippines, that's how you grew up.
I mean, for me, it helped me so much that we moved a lot, because if I were to have grown up in Sweden, I would have become stuck up.
You grew up there.
Yeah, but I was going to the direction of being stuck up. I was like,
Yeah. When Maria was always with her friends, and I was like,
I was
I was
acting.
lonely.
I was acting like I wanted so much to
You
become
wanted to be blonde.
Swedish. Yeah, I wanted so much
I mean,
to
we
be.
were close. We were close, but you wanted to be with your friends.
It's a typical story of a half.
Yes.
Growing up abroad, your parents are from different countries. They're not from the country where you grew up. And so in your brain, you're confused. You're like, oh my goodness, I have to belong here,
But later, you like realize it's good to be mixed.
Yeah.
But it was like that for me too. Even though I didn't grow up in Sweden, I was 17 when I came. Like at first, I was like, oh no, I'm not Swedish.
Yeah.
But then later, when I had Maria, especially when I was in my 30s, 40s, I realized it's good to be different.
When Mama moved here, when I was 22, Mama moved here, I moved to the Philippines. During that time, Maria was way different than this Maria. Because that Maria, I was
braver, much braver.
I was so shy. I was really...
You're more social.
Yeah, I'm still not. I wouldn't go to the parties. I wouldn't do stuff like that still now.
No, but now I can tell Maria, call the hotel, like the casino hotel.
I still don't.
And reserve. I know you don't like it.
Yeah.
I do most of the paperwork, of course. But even if Maria would be able to, I wouldn't ask her because I know she doesn't like. But she does all the internet stuff. She helps me with paperwork that way.
I hate talking on the phone to strangers so much, but I can force myself to do it. When I was 22, I was so scared. The thing that helped me was traveling alone.
No.
From all of the traveling alone and from my mom not being right there with me the whole time.
But
like when I was
5 years.
I know.
Even though we were together like every third
I
month,
know.
every 6 months.
Like we haven't been able to celebrate my birthday since I was 22.
No.
So that's like one thing we had to give up. But for me, it was just
Christmases and New Year's.
we only lost one Christmas and one New Year. But for, you know, I don't know, for me I feel like I learned.
Don't worry guys, I won't be marrying again.
I learned so much because I had to like live in the Philippines with my aunts and I'm like away from my mom. You guys know how close we are, so I know I was 22, I was an adult, blah blah blah, but to me it was huge because I didn't have siblings. I was on my own.
21 when I came here for a vacation.
Yeah, so that was my first time being alone in the house for a month. Yeah, we can't explain everything, guys. You just have to trust
because
us.
It's too personal.
Yeah.
I didn't know about so many things because I'm like an open book. I tell my viewers, okay, I'm not doing videos anymore, but
we are very open when we talk on YouTube, guys, and that's why
we're very
hesitated. Yeah.
But when you marry, of course that person has secrets, and his or her family have secrets and bad behavior. So, but you know, I'm very gullible. I'm Filipino. so
anyways, it was just yeah, just know it was a lot.
We learned a lot.
So, one bad thing though, I would say for me personally, I did learn to be more social, but I also have trust issues now.
Yeah.
So
and also we've learned so much about how to sell a house.
Oh my god. Financial stuff.
Like terms and everything. Escrow. Like
all of that.
Inheritance. Oh my god. I know it so much now.
I feel like we could be lawyer now.
Oh no.
No, you know, you go into the doctor here. I'm more sympathetic now for Americans.
I would appreciate it so much that the next time I go to the doctor, I will pay for. There's no fee.
When you go, like one person wrote on Reddit, like, oh, she fell off her motorbike. She was just parked and she fell off her motorbike. Here in the US, number one, everyone would laugh at her for going to the doctor. If you fell off your bike while you were parking, you were parked. You know, you don't go to the doctor here if you just fall over. You don't do that. But she went to the ER in Denmark. They took her to the ER and they did an X-ray of her back because she fell on her back. And like, they would never do that here, guys. Like, that's not, you don't do that. That's too expensive. And in Denmark, it still costs money, but it's tax money. We all pay for it, so we all are safe.
Income from food, everything.
And so she was so grateful. She was like, wow, if I was in the US, I would have died. Because she had a concussion and stuff that you wouldn't have found out.
It would be so much too. Like, I went to the ER one night, $4,000 Luckily, my Christian sharing thing paid for everything. But
I
if
went.
didn't have that.
I went to the ER twice, and then I got a CT. I got ultrasounds. All of that was like 10,000 plus
Yes,
dollars.
but she's insured with Gouda. It's a Danish insurance, so they pay for everything. And she only paid what, $500?
And I've missed vlogging, honestly, so much. I'm used to talking to the camera, and I've missed it. So I'm glad to be back. Disclaimer: if there's stuff we say that seem like a bit sus, just know there's so much to the story that we can't even talk about. We're gonna drive home now. I have a 1 hour drive home. This is my last long drive. We're selling this in 2 days, this car. I'm gonna miss Sylvia. If you're still here, I don't know if anyone's still watching at this point, but if you are and you have questions about driving stuff, you can write them down below, because I'm obviously an expert. So, you know, just write your questions.
She's not. She's joking.
I'm joking. They know.
Some of them don't know.
Thanks for watching, guys. And the next time you see us is the travel vlog back to Denmark. By the way, this is the view. This is what we've been looking at. We're at North Bend, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It is hazelnut iced latte.